According to the National Association of Realtors, existing home sales decreased for the 6th consecutive month in June in 3 of the 4 major U.S. regions. Sales decreased month over month while one region saw no change. Sales decreased across the board in all 4 major regions. This should be no surprise at this point. That's all we've been hearing and also have been experiencing in the market. Single-family homes, townhomes, condos, and co-ops made up a majority of completed existing home sales, which fell by 5.4% from May to a seasonally adjusted annual pace of 5.12 million in June. Sales decreased 14.2% on a yearly basis. According to Lawrence Yun, chief economist for NAR, declining housing affordability continues to take a toll on potential home purchasers. Home prices and mortgage rates have both increased too quickly in a short period of time. Hey, newsflash, Mr. Yun, home prices have been increasing for the last 2 years. But I do agree with you on mortgage rates. And so far, there is no end in sight for these increases in mortgage rates. At the end of June, there were 1,260,000 total housing units. It's up from the previous year's 1.23 million units and 9.6% from May. At the current sales rate, unsold inventory has a 3-month supply, up from 2.6 months in May and 2.5 months in June of 2021. This is something that will most likely keep increasing in the coming months as we see less and less demand and more sellers still trying to capitalize on this market. The slowdown in the number of transactions has not affected home prices yet, as prices rose across the board again. The median existing home price for all property types in June was $416,000, a 13.4% increase from June of 2021. This represents the longest ever string of 124 months with year-over-year growth. I guess I was wrong. Last month I said that most likely this number will fall, but it actually still went up. I'm doubling down. Next month's number will go down and we end the streak at 124. Days on the market went down a bit to 14 days in June compared to 16 days in May and 17 days in June of 2021. The 14 days on the market are the fewest since May of 2011 when NAR started keeping track of it. In June 2022, 88% of homes that were sold stayed on the market for less than a month. I don't know what to make of this days on the market. Here in the Bay Area, I know for a fact that days on the market are all going up. Again, according to Lawrence Yun, finally, there are more homes on the market. Interestingly though, the record low pace of days on the market implies a fuzzier picture on home prices. Homes priced right are selling very quickly, but homes priced too high are deterring prospective buyers. This is a spot-on comment. Like I mentioned earlier, the days on the market going down is somewhat weird. Maybe the data just hasn't caught up. As I was telling a couple of my sellers that I was talking to, there is still demand from buyers. However, buyers are getting picky and the result is that homes that are priced right are still selling fast. In June, 30% of sales were made by first-time home buyers, up from 27% in May, but down from 31% in June of 2021. The annual share of first-time home buyers was 34% according to NAR's 2021 profile of home buyers and home sellers, which was published in late 2021. In June, 25% of transactions were made using only cash, which is an increase from 23% in June of 2021 and the same percentage as in May. Individual investors or second home purchasers who account for a large portion of cash purchases bought 16% of properties in June, remaining constant from May and slightly up from 14% in June of 2021. Less than 1% of transactions in June were distressed sales like foreclosures and short sales, which is largely consistent from May 2022 and June of 2021. I think we will start seeing this number climb once we are in full-fledged recession. However, I don't think that it will be anywhere near the last time when we had the foreclosure crisis. The average commitment rate for a 30-year conventional fixed-rate mortgage, according to Freddie Mac, increased from 5.23% in May to 5.52% in June. Over the course of 2021, the average commitment rate was 2.96%. So if you're wondering why the slowdown, it's mainly because of this. rates have almost doubled, making it more expensive to afford a home. Again, according to our favorite chief economist, Lawrence Yun, if consumer price inflation continues to rise, then mortgage rates will move higher. Rates will stabilize only when signs of peak inflation appear. If inflation is contained, then mortgage rates may even decline somewhat. And if you're paying attention, the latest inflation numbers were at its highest in the last 40 years, which means the Feds will raise borrowing rates, which in turn will affect mortgage rates again. The next hike will likely hurt. According to Realtor.com's Market Trends Report from June, here are the cities that experienced the biggest increases in median list price this year. Miami up 40.1%, Orlando up 30.6%, and Nashville at 30.6%. The following cities had the highest percentage of homes that saw price reductions from the previous year. Austin, 24.7%, Phoenix, 22.2%, Las Vegas, 20.1%. The number of sales of single-family homes fell to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.57 million in June, down from 4.8 million in May, and down from 12.8 million in June of last year. In June, the median price of an existing single-family home was $423,000, an increase of 13.3% from June of 2021. At a seasonally adjusted annual pace of 550,000 units in June, existing condos and co-op sales were down 24.7% from a year earlier and 9.8% from May. In June, the median price of an existing condo was $354,900, an increase of 11.5% annually. Here's the breakdown by region. Existing home sales in the Northeast were flat from May and down 11.8% from June of 2021, with an annual rate of $670,000. In the Northeast, the median price increased by 10.1% to $453,000 from the previous year. Existing home sales in the Midwest decreased 9.6% from June 2021 to an annual rate of $1.23 million in June, a 1.6% decline from the previous month. The Midwest median price increased 10.2% from the previous year to $306,900. Existing home sales in the South decreased 14.1% from the prior year, falling 6.2% in June to an annual rate of $2.2 million. The median price in the South increased by 16.8% from the previous year to $374,900. The South experienced the highest rate of price growth when compared to the other three areas for the 11th consecutive month. The South is still cheap. Existing home sales in the West fell 21.3% from this time last year to an annual rate of $960,000 in June, a decline of 11.1% from the previous month. In the West, the median price rose $624,000 from June 2021, a 9.6% increase. That's the latest from the National Association of Realtors. As I have said on my other videos, I suspect that we are in for a bad fall and winter real estate market. The question is, how long will home buyers stay on the sidelines and realize that there are opportunities to be had out there? And I think the answer to this is, as long as the news is dominated by recession fears, we won't see any meaningful surge in new buyer activity. Hey, thanks for watching. Please click the like, share, and subscribe button. I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day.